Norman.
And good morning there to you, Lou. Got a lot to talk about with electrical stuff.
Yeah, good morning, Tom. Good morning, Tracy. We're talking about electrical problems in your vehicle. And when there's an electrical problem in your vehicle, people want an instant answer to figure out what it's going to take to fix their problem. But it's not always that easy. What might seem simple could be very complicated. For example, we had a client that had a 2015 Toyota SUV, and out of all the door locks, 3 of the door locks wouldn't work on the vehicle. So they took it to a shop, and they had them, I call it a guesstimate. The shop said, well, you probably need a new door lock computer. It's going to cost you $925 to get your door locks fixed. So they decided, let's get a second opinion. So they brought the vehicle to our shop. And instead of just guessing what was going on with the vehicle, we told them we need to pull the vehicle in, we need to get a technician in there and figure out what is going on. We ended up finding out that on this particular Toyota vehicle, there were 3 bad door lock motors. And we didn't find that out until we pulled the door panels off the vehicle, got in there, tested the door lock motors, and then from that point was able to determine how long it would take to get the motors in, how much do these motors cost, and then report back to the client and say, okay, we know for sure definitively this is what it's going to take to fix your vehicle and get you back on track. So when you have an electrical problem on your vehicle, let the technician get in there and actually diagnose and figure out what's going on. And yes, there is generally a cost with that. So Tracy and Tom, back to you.
All right, thank you, Lou.
Thank you. Going to give us some good information about the electrical systems of your car.
Good morning, Lou.
Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, Tom. We're talking about electrical problems in your vehicle and how to solve them and what a shop should do to solve them. Sometimes people want instant answers, and it's just not always possible. I've got another example for you. Had a gentleman who had a Chevy truck, and his power window wasn't working in his truck. And he goes, give me an estimate on that. I'm like, well, we can't. We've got to get in there and figure out what's wrong with it. He goes, well, it's either the motor or the switch. It's got to be one of those 2 things. Well, actually, it wasn't one of those 2 things. We told him, we said, make you a deal. Let us get into your vehicle. Let us inspect what's going on. When it exceeds over $100, we'll call you and we'll go from there. If we can fix your issue for under $100, we'll go ahead and just fix your problem. So we went inside the Chevy truck. We tested the motor for the power window. We tested the switch for the power window. They were both fine. We ended up finding a wire or a connection that ended up being bad. We fixed that, put it back together, and he was good to go. Now, some shops might be quick to just say, oh, I'll just put a new motor in there for you. And if they would have done that, they would have had that labor, the cost of that motor, and it still wouldn't have worked. So when there's an electrical problem in your vehicle, it's important that a technician get in there and start testing things and figure out what's actually wrong and not just throw parts at it or give you a guess on a price, because in the long run, it just costs everybody more time and money. So Tracy and Tom, back to you.
Thank you, Lou.
Thank you, Lou.